Okay, so let's get on with where we're going. So first of all, hopefully you've all had the opportunity to see the papers concerning this. They were up on the website and they have been sent round to those people who asked for them, I believe. So we first of all need the approval of the minutes of the AGM, which was held on the 10th of December 2019. So I'm hoping you've all had the opportunity to have a look at them. Is there anybody who has an issue with the accuracy? I'm seeing no hands raised. Oh, Leslie?
I'd just like to approve the minutes of the 10th December 2019 as a true record.
That's fine. Nobody's raised any questions on them. And a seconder, please. Selina, thank you very much. And are we going to have a vote on this then, Russ? Are we going to have a try out here?
It's an opportunity in a low risk version, as it were, to try
Absolutely.
a poll. So we'll just see if everyone can cope with that. So if I launch the poll, you should see a yes, no, or abstain option.
Oh, here we go. Excellent. Right. So hopefully everybody can see that. I've voted yes and submitted. Are they coming through, Russ?
They are coming through.
Well done, everybody.
It looks like it's settled down. Everyone's selected and we are... Will someone change their mind?
Oh. Having a practice.
That's good. Yeah, it's good. As near as you can.
Yeah.
So I'll end the poll and we've... that's been carried. 80% of the people were there and there's 20% abstained, potentially not at the meeting. So that's those...
Excellent. Good. Oh, well, that system works then. That's encouraging. So we'll go on from there, and thank you for that. There's a chair's report up on the website, and I won't read the whole of it, but there are one or two points that I would just like to come out. I'm assuming that everybody, again, has had the opportunity to look at it. Is there anybody who hasn't? No. Oh. Mr. Barker? Sorry, I can't hear you, Mr. Barker. You're muted. Mr. Barker, you're muted. I can't hear you.
Where's the iPad?
Well done.
How's that?
That's better. I can hear you now.
Yes, I haven't seen the particular paper you're referring to.
You haven't. Okay, that's fine. In that case, we'll run through it quickly for everybody's benefit. And it's my report as the chair. And I'm sorry, I should have introduced myself for those who don't know me. I'm Sammy Betson. I should have introduced myself at the start. And I should really have introduced also all of the trustees. And I think that might be a good idea to do that. Russ, I've been talking to. Russ, can you just wave at people? They can see your name, but go from there. I'm working left to right across my screen. It may not turn out the same on yours. Phil is one of our trustees. Hello, Phil. Selina Levermore, again, one of our trustees. Thank you, one of the new ones. Bing, one of our originals. Well done. Leslie. Hello, Leslie. Simon, most important part of what we're up to. And then I'm just looking across from there. We've got, oh, Maria. Hello, Maria. You come up as Paul and it confused me a bit for a minute. It's okay, not a problem. Tony Cooper, hopefully you'll know. Tony will feature when we come to part of it. We're still one missing, aren't we?
Andrew Chris.
Where's Andrew? Oh, yeah. I'm not sure.
Oh, Andrew. Sorry, I've lost you.
Yeah.
Yes, there you are. And there is an absentee, and that's Jim Florence, who sends his apologies. He's literally in the middle of moving house, and BT have not been particularly helpful for him. So that's who we all are, and I apologize. I should have done that at the beginning. If we look back over at 2019-20, the CLT continued to make substantial progress with increasing support from members and stakeholders. And indeed, the Leiston community responded in numbers to the recruitment drive led by trustees Leslie Hill and Bing Boast who exceeded their target of 200 by the end of December 2019, with plenty of interest being shown in the plans on display in the Co-op and Leisure Centre. All plans for further recruitment activity had to be abandoned as we reached March, and the coronavirus suddenly became part of our daily vocabulary, with the world reduced to the size of our homes. Physical meetings were cancelled, being replaced by communal telephone calls during the remainder of March. Not ideal, but at least a means of continuing the development of the town centre project. Although the subject of the update and not this report, I really was so impressed with the trustees and their subsequent ability to adapt to online meetings. Zoom is now an everyday term. Significant milestones in the year saw success with a Bright Ideas funding application, and this enabled trustee Russ Ranger, supported by CLT Administrator Denise, to work with marketing company Macman to deliver a very professional and impressive website, further reinforce our credibility to members, stakeholders, and potential funders. And if you haven't seen the website, I do recommend it to you. It really does make Leiston look immensely good. Trustee and local architect Simon Merritt further detailed his earlier urban plan, and with the board's support, briefed local landscapers Gladwell's, who subsequently produced the exciting plans for our phase 1, the Church Square. Again, the update will show the remarkable progress made since March 2020, with trustees Jim Florance and Phil Edwards leading on the church liaison and funding respectively. Although it may seem that our attention has been focused on the Church Square, Leiston Community Land Trust's main focus remains on the development of the Market Square, and particularly on the provision of appropriate social housing, with priority allocation to Leiston people. Much work continued out of the public eye, and again, good progress is being made on this ambitious development. All the efforts of the trustees have been enhanced by the support given during 2019-20 by Leiston Town, East Suffolk District and Suffolk County Councils individually and in their capacity as members of Leiston Together, and by East of England Co-op, and our thanks go to all of them. None of this would have been possible without the time, energy and commitment of the trustees, who have served the trust and its members beyond what should be expected of volunteers. As chair, I applaud them all, and on a personal note, I have been grateful for their support and friendship. As I now step down and sadly leave Leiston to move closer to remaining family, I wish the CLT every success and will watch progress from afar. And thank you. That only requires noting, so I will assume now that you've noted it. The Secretary's report, because I've been, during that year, was looking after both posts. And during the year, we actually benefited from administrative support from Mrs. Denise Ranger, thanks to a financial contribution from Leiston Together. We opened the shop at number 22 Sizewell Road on Tuesday mornings, and the members of the public regularly came in to see us, to see what we were up to and to sign up as members to make comments. We also used the premises for open days and evenings for the public or specific groups, and for meetings with potential stakeholders and others, and also for the trustee board. Sadly, the premises are not able to be adapted to meet requirements of the COVID-19 restrictions since March 2020, so are currently closed. However, the window continues to be used to display information on progress and the inspiring Gladwell's designs for the Church Square, and to direct people to the website. East Suffolk District Council continued to provide number 22 rent-free for the Community Land Trust, and the application for 100% rate relief was approved. So we've been well supported for that. At the end of March 2020, the membership was 255 full members and 42 associate members. And I do apologise for the number 42 not being up on the website on that report. So that's the end of the Secretary's report, and hopefully you're happy to note that it doesn't need a formal acceptance. I'm now going to ask Phil, in the absence of Jim Florance, if he'll take us through the financial matters. Phil?
Yeah, certainly. As Sam has just pointed out, I'm stepping in for Jim because it is literally moving on Thursday and Friday. And he's done all the work on the accounts on behalf of the Community Land Trust. The paperwork has all been published on the website, but in summary, during the course of this particular financial year ending in March 2020, we received grants of approximately £20,000. 14,500 was from Bright Ideas towards website and digital development, and hence the reason why we can actually conduct this meeting, because we've got the website and the IT facilities in place now. We received £4,200 from East Suffolk Council towards the design cost of the church garden project. And we received £600 from Leiston Town Council towards the topographical survey that was needed for the church garden project. The expenses are all shown in the accounts. It does show in there that we paid rates of 1,566, but as Sammy alluded to, they were refunded, but that wasn't in this particular financial year. The accounts have obviously been uploaded to the Financial Conduct Authority's portal using their standard reporting system, and Crassel have, as we agreed at the last year's meeting, Crassel have been through the accounts and agreed them to be true and fair. So I would like to propose that we approve the financial report ending April 2020. And
seconded by? I'm happy to second it.
Yeah, I think it's, I'll second it, Sammy, just to...
okay, that's
just
fine.
To share it.
No, that's fine, Russ, thank you.
The second item on the financial matters is a resolution to say that the membership agree that we don't need a full audit. It's not required, and we don't really want to have to pay for it for the for next year's accounts.
I'm happy to second that.
Excellent. And the third item on the financial matters is that we nominate, again, we'd suggest Crassel to be external examiners of our accounts.
Yeah, and I'd like to second that.
Thank you.
And I think, Russ, we need to vote on them individually rather than all together, if possible, please, just to be absolutely clear that people are supportive of it.
Who seconded that?
Sorry, I didn't catch who seconded it. Sorry, who was that?
Yeah.
Who seconded the last item, the Crassel item?
Phil Levermore.
Thank you.
Phil.
Sorry, Phil. I was too busy getting the poll ready. I missed you. Sorry.
No worries.
I was in poll panic. So you've heard three items from Phil regarding the accounts. And so what we've got is a financial report section where you can see all three items. So do you accept the accounts with a yes, no, and abstain? The resolution that we do not or do not agree, require an audit. So we've asked that we do not require an audit, and we hope you agree. And that we'll appoint Crassel to examine the accounts again for us. And there's obviously a yes, no, and abstain on that. So if I open the poll, you should see those three options in front of you. Lovely. Looks like everyone's voting.
Haven't had so much fun for ages.
Yeah, it'd be nice if it made some sort of countdown, you know, doom noise or something to the end when they, perhaps I should have tried to arrange that. The trouble I've had trying to do this, I think we did this a step too far. So according to my record at the moment, 24 of the 27 of you logged on have voted, which probably means that myself and Denise haven't as well. So that probably helps to confuse the situation. So I think if everyone's happy, I'll end the poll.
Leslie?
Yeah, the only query I have is that although Michael and I are here, that we've only got one vote.
That's true.
That accounts for the...
And of course, Chris, who's also sitting out the back, and Phil, in fact, really.
Yeah.
And the same with Val and Bing. So
Yeah, if you disagree with Michael or Michael disagrees with you, perhaps we'll have to fight it out between you or something. But we can
I'll
take
let
it
you
otherwise.
know.
we can take that as complete. It's only in terms of the online voting that that allows us to close it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just thought you were querying the numbers, that was all.
No, sorry, Leslie, we're just checking that everyone had had a chance to vote. And I can tell you that the accounts was a yes, the resolution was a yes, and the appoint Krasel was a yes. I think I can share those results with you if you want to have a look, just so you can see. So you should be able to see now.
Yep.
Where we are. So that was a yes. There was a couple of abstains and a yes. So there we are.
Well done.
Okay, getting the hang of this, I think, to some degree.
Well done. Right, well, now you're going to have to double hand yourself and put another hat on, because I'm now standing down and handing over to you to take over the rest of the meeting from here. And I'm standing down not just as the chair, which I did stand down earlier on in the year anyway, but also as a trustee as I'm moving. So that's a good night from me, folks. I shall still be here for the rest of the meeting, but I'm handing over to Russ from here.
Yes, and the idea of taking over at this point seemed like a good idea until I realised I've got to try and do several things at once. But
well, I did wonder about that, but good luck.
We'll work our way through it. We should be all right. That's fine. So we're on to the agenda item 7, which is about the election of the trustees. And the reason that this always comes up at the AGM is because under our rules and our requirements, we have a requirement that the number of trustees will routinely step down. They have to come off the board after 3 years. And then the board has the opportunity to either reappoint them or refresh, depending on their choices or the board's needs. So just to be clear about what we've got, what we're covering today, is that a couple of people have already left us in process, and you heard Sammy just mention about her plans. But I'll start probably in the one we lost from our team first, which is Tony Cooper, who I notice has joined us this evening. So welcome, Tony. Good to see you there. And I'd like to thank Tony for all his support to the CLT and all the knowledge and information that he brought to us in his time with us and his involvement. We know he's heavily involved in so many other areas within the town, and that Leyston's progress is always key for him. But those involvements prevent him from fully engaging with the CLT in perhaps the way that he would like to as a trustee. So he's stepped back from his role on our board. He still provides us with support and advice, and we know that he will be a key stakeholder and partner for us in many of the other positions and hats he holds. So thank you, Tony, for the support you gave us to the board, and we're obviously sorry to lose you, but we respect the fact you need to move on.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I should be working in the background for you. That's
great, thank you. You also heard that Phil very kindly did the accounts for us this evening. And that's because, as you heard, Jim is moving away. Now, Jim, as I mentioned about the rules, that our trustees are required to step down, and Jim would actually be due for that sort of role of stepping down and then re-election. And I don't think it's the fact that he's stepping down that has had this influence on Jim, but he has taken the opportunity to say that he doesn't want to be re-elected to the board at this time. He's going to move away. In fact, he's moving to the far-flung areas of Pakefield. So he's going to become an associate member, keep an eye on us from there and see what we're up to. And I know that he wishes us well, and he would have liked to have joined us this evening, but as you've heard, in the process of moving, he's had his broadband and phone lines and things cut, and he's somewhat disconnected until he reaches his new destination. And also, obviously, Sammy's touched on it in her report, but it would appear that compared to Jim, her wanderlust is somewhat greater as she's spreading her wings as far as the West Country and really will be out of touch with us in that respect. Sammy will be sorely missed. I mean, her energy and enthusiasm is second to none, and her whole drive for the town centre regeneration has been incredible. She's spent many hours following leads, making connections and building networks and bridges. Her energy as the chair of the Land Trust will be a tough act to follow, and we will miss her, and particularly her steer and her direction to us as a board with all the knowledge that she brings. And particularly on behalf of all the trustees, Sammy, I just want to thank you for everything that you've done to get to the Land Trust to where it is today. And particularly in terms of moving this project forward in the way that you have. So we lose 3 from our board today, and that left us with some vacancies. The board prepared for this, knowing that the AGM was coming up, and we advertised, and we had some responses, and we're very pleased to say that following those responses, we've been able to go through a selection process, and as a result of that, we have 3 new faces that will become formally trustees. Bing, I think you wanted to introduce Selina as the new trustee. Are you happy with that?
Selina Livermore joined us a few months ago.
You're a bit quiet, mate.
Showed her skills and abilities. Her links with the local organisation have proved invaluable. We were therefore happy to go up to the board. Selina is also a member of the Leiston Town Council. Selina also joined me as a council representative here on the Community Land Trust. I have no hesitation in proposing Selina to be adopted as a full member of the trustee board. I'm sure she will prove a very important member of the board.
Thank you, Bing. Does someone want to second the nomination for Selina as a trustee? I think, oh. Yeah, well, so hands are shot up, Sammy's hands are shot up, and so is Angie's. So is Angie's hand. So there's a couple of choices there. We'll take Angie because, yeah, could be nice. Thank you. And then obviously we have also on the list, you will have seen printed on the agenda, Maria Chapman-Beer and Andrew Crisp. Simon, were you going to introduce?
Yes.
Maria.
Thank you, Russ. Yeah. So I'd like to introduce you to Maria Chapman-Beer. You were briefly introduced to her earlier by Sammy. Maria is a resident of Aldringham, but she tells us she does a lot of her shopping in Leiston, which is a good thing. So Maria has excellent communication skills and valuable experience working with local government business improvement districts. So that's very relevant to what we're about as a CLT. And she has a special interest in the retail sector. So Maria understands the challenges that our town faces and welcomes the opportunity to use her skills and experience to bring about positive change. Maria is currently co-opted to the board, and I propose to the membership that she should be adopted tonight as a full trustee.
Second that. And does someone want to second that? I've got it. Was it? Oh, Bing's got his hand up. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you, Bing. And do you want to introduce Andrew, Simon?
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to do that. So the second nominee is Andrew Crisp. Andrew is a resident of Leiston of about 20 years standing. Andrew has considerable experience in retail and management, mostly, I think, in the hospitality sector. He is passionate about Leiston's rich and unique heritage and will bring valuable skills to the board as a result of his fundraising work with other historic interest groups. Andrew is currently co-opted to the board, and I propose to the membership that he should be adopted tonight as a full trustee.
Thank you, Simon. And again, if we could have someone that's happy to second that proposition, that's Phil. Thank you, Phil. And we have the joys of a vote or a poll. What I've got here for you is a poll with all 3 choices on. So you have the chance to vote for all 3 and show your approval. I'll launch the poll and you can see what I mean. And there we go. So if you could give me a majority response on that. Oh, is it not letting you do all 3? It should do. Is it only letting you have one choice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll do Selina first, then I'll catch the poll, and then I'll have to do. I should have done all 3, but I'll apologise for that. It should have been set as an open poll. There's a couple of you still to vote. one or two of you just try and.
I've lost my poll. Can you put it up again, please?
I'm not sure that I can. I'll have a look. Just let me check, Andrew. Okay, I've got a close in position for Cillian. Let me just try and relaunch that for you. There we go. Right, so you should have a relaunch. We'll vote for Maria this time, please. There's a couple of people who voted for Selena. We're voting for Maria this time, please.
I haven't got anything up, Russ. I don't know what's happening. It says your network bandwidth is low. I don't know if that's a problem.
Yes, it probably is interfering, Andrew, but I'll take your affirmations as we discussed it earlier. That
take me as positive, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got to.
If you switch his camera off, Russ, that even wider band.
Might have the bandwidth, yes, that's right. Switch the video off. Okay, I've got a poll for Maria, and you'll be pleased to know that's a positive result. Yeah, and it's a positive result for Selena, and then I'll just have to relaunch the poll because it's playing up slightly, and you should all now have a chance to vote for Andrew. My apologies for that. I thought that was set up to allow you to do all three. It did it in the trial run. Okay, looks like you got used to that very quickly. You've settled down very quickly. There's one or two. No, that's right. Yeah, I think, yeah. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. And I can confirm that all three of those were clear majority results. Thank you. We just shut that down. Thank you very much. So, welcome to the board, by the way, all three of you. So, and I think as the old tradition is, now the work really begins. So,
thank you very much.
So agenda item, we move on to agenda item 8, if everyone's happy with where we are so far. And agenda item 8 is really, we wanted to put this to you because we recognise that our financial year runs pretty much in the traditional April to March arrangement. But because of the way that we were originally set up and constituted, our AGMs have ended up at this sort of time of the year. And so from the point of view of what we're reporting on everything that happened up to March. And then we're in this void where we then sort of wait for the next AGM a year from now to report what happens up to and including this March, the coming March. So we decided it would be better to formalise the position. And part of that is to make sure that the Financial Conduct Authority are particularly clear in their records of when we were set up, but when we want our financial year to run. And so we just wanted to put it as a formal proposition to you that we would arrange our financial year in the traditional April to March arrangement. And then from that, we can then look at setting an AGM date that more closely aligns with the end of year accounts and where we are with respect to our records. So,
I'm happy to second that.
Thank you, Phil. That's you got it ahead of me, but I was just going to ask for a seconder. That's lovely. Thank you very much. And then we can just ask for people to poll on that so we can get a result. And That should be on your screens with a, oh, let's just thinking about it, there we are, a yes, no, or abstain. This is probably the one where you can have 3 choices. That's good. Everyone's, I think, just about 92%. Someone hasn't voted, but that's 5. Has everyone had the chance to vote if they wanted to? Yeah, so it's 100% result on that. So thank you for that. That makes it interesting for us because Phil and I have now got to write to the Financial Conduct Authority. So that'll be one of our little jobs after this meeting, Phil. And I think that completes all the polling for tonight, so I can shut that bit down. So we're really sort of through what is the formal parts of the AGM. But before we open it to the floor for questions, I think it'd be helpful for you to have a little bit of understanding what we've been doing since March, because obviously, as I say, with respect to this as an AGM, it only takes us up to the March 2020. And we have really had quite a lot of progress in that time. So I'll hand over to Simon, who's going to give you a little update on where we've been, well, what we've been doing in the April to now period. Have you frozen, Simon? We lost you just at a crucial time. It looks like we've lost him.
Oh, he's back, he's moving.
Oh, yes. We lost you there briefly, Simon. In fact, we're still losing you.
So we lost you completely, Russ. So I didn't hear you. So I presume you're introducing this item of the agenda, are you?
Yes, sorry, Simon. I thought it was your end of frozen. Perhaps it was mine. Yes, we'd like you to give us a little update on what happened since March, so that everyone knows what we've been doing, and then we can take some questions after that.
Great, thank you, Russ. Happy to do that. Yeah. So despite the pandemic, the CLT has been busy during the year, with excellent progress having been made on phase 1 of the town centre regeneration programme. This involves the creation of a new public green space or pocket park in the garden of the United Church between the High Street and the Co-op car park. It will be called Church Square and will eventually link up with the old Post Office Square and the new Market Square off of Sizewell Road to complete the urban design vision that the Trust has put forward for our town. We invited 3 landscape designers to come up with schemes for the project, and 3 landscaping firms tendered for the work. At the end of that process, the successful company was Roger Gladwell Landscapes, who have developed detailed design drawings, images of the website. Our vision for phase 1 of the town centre regeneration is fully supported by the town council. And with their support, we applied for planning permission for the work back in the summer. Consent was granted in October, and we're now working hard to raise funds with the aim of starting the work in the spring of next year. This project has involved close collaboration with the Co-op and the United Church. We're hopeful that both will be able to contribute to the cost where the work has a direct benefit to their own interests. We've been very fortunate to have had help on a pro bono basis for legal advice, engineering expertise, and quantity surveying services in guiding us to best value for money. And we've prioritised links with local businesses to ensure that any benefits stay close to home. In a wider context, our partnership with East Suffolk Council continues to be fruitful. Their appointment of a part-time project manager demonstrates their confidence in us and has enabled us to begin putting our business plan together, a really important document that will strengthen our case for external funding and grant assistance as we go forward. We've established a good working relationship with EDF's development team for Sizewell C, who see our vision aligning closely with their own plans for supporting the town through the impact of the C site construction and commissioning phase. Similarly, we're working closely with county highways chiefs to look at ways our urban design vision can merge with their own traffic management and road safety programme for the town, especially in the aftermath of COVID-19. One of our trustees, Councillor Livermore, is playing a key role in developing a cycling and sustainable transport policy for the town and surrounding area. All of these things link in very nicely and neatly with our vision for the town centre. A grant from Bright Ideas has enabled us to put together an exciting website that will play a key role in keeping members and the community at large informed of developments as we go forward. Looking ahead to phase 2, we will continue to develop a strategic vision for the Market Square on the land owned by East Suffolk Council, with the goal of providing an exemplar development comprising key civic and community facilities, as well as much needed affordable homes for Leiston residents in the heart of our town. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I'm just coming off mute. Thank you, Simon. That's the old classic I'm still on mute part. No video conference will be the same without it. Thank you, Simon. That's a lovely update. So we will open up to the floor for questions. But before I do, I just wondered if any of the other trustees have anything they want to add or say before we do that. It would appear not. So do we have any questions from the floor? Has anyone got any questions for us? Can't see any hands going up or any waving. It would appear not. Well, in that case then, well, we thank all of you for your engagement this evening in our AGM and your patience with the technology and the sort of working through the voting system. It has allowed us to, oh, sorry, Sammy, yeah.
Can I just say on behalf of all of us, a thank you to you for managing the technology. All of us started off the year not really understanding most of this stuff and never having heard of Zoom before. And the way that you've managed it tonight has enabled us to have a proper AGM with people able to understand, take part and to vote. And I think that's really important that we've been able to do that despite the peculiar circumstances. And thank you ever so much to you and Denise for the work that you've done in making that possible. And I think that's probably on behalf of all of us here this evening for that. So if everybody could wave at Russ, I think that would be really good. Thank you, Russ and Denise.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, waving for a volley. Oh, look, that's random hand. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're welcome and thank you. It's been a learning curve for all of us. And I'm really pleased how well the board has managed to work over the last few months, holding our board meetings and our formal meetings and meeting our stakeholders, meetings with people like East Suffolk Council and being able to engage in that way that the COVID really hasn't got in the way too much. It's been quite a bit of progress for us. So yes, so thank you everyone. I think that just draws us to a close, other than to obviously at this time of the year wish you all, oh, hello, Linda, are you just waving goodbye or did you want to speak? I think she's gone. So just to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy New Year. Oh, hello, Anthony.
Could I just ask one question then, Mr. Chairman? Sure. If as we all leave, those of us who are not trustees but we're just members, is there one thing that we can take away from this AGM that, what can we do to help? If there's a small thing, what small thing could we go out and do?
Sign up another member.
Yeah,
right.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, just raise
the
awareness.
Words. Yeah.
Sign up members. Yeah.
Yeah, I think raise the awareness within the town because.
Okay. We'll get more members.
It is about doing it for Leiston, and Leiston really doing it for themselves. We're only here to help run the system, and we want it to be owned and operated by the residents of Leiston. So yes, the more people we can get engaged, the better. Of course, the downside of that, as we found out when we were preparing for this, is the more people we have as members, the more we need to make sure we have the 10% at an AGM. So it does give us a challenge. But yes, please, the one thing, Anthony, would be great would be to have more people know what we're doing and understand what we're doing. Thank you for asking. Okay. That's a very useful thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Does that raise questions from anyone else?
Thank you all very much.
Sue, are you, Sue Liddell, did you wave your hand? Did you want to speak? Are you trying to unmute? No? No, okay. Okay then, well, thank you everyone. Merry Christmas, happy and healthy New Year. Let's hope 2021 is a bit better than 2020 for all of us. Yeah. And thank you, Sammy, obviously, as ever.
All the best, all. Bye.
Best wishes in the house move.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Thanks very much.
Thumbs up.
Bye.